And that is first and foremost. Have you ever seen that one before? First and foremost. It's similar to using the word first, but there's a big difference. When you use the phrase first and foremost, you are emphasizing number one. This is the first thing, obviously, but also number two, it is the most important thing. So you have to do this, whatever it is. So that's the difference between saying first, which just means this is the first thing, but you're adding this, it's also the most important thing. You must do this. You have no option not to do it. All right, so here, let's try a situation, and that is Lisa is designing her first website. And she asks John for advice. Now, so let's make a question. What first step to design successful website? That's the question we want. What's the first step? What's the first step to designing? What is the first step? What's the first step to designing a successful website? And here's how John answers. You should think about user experience first. You should think about user experience first. Let's change that using had better. You had better. You had better think about. You had better think about user experience first. You'd better think about user experience first. This is a good sentence, but what if we want to emphasize that user experience is the first thing that you should think about, but also it's the most important thing to think about? If you don't start with user experience, it will fail. So you must think about this. You have no options. You can use first and foremost. You'd better think about user experience. You'd better think about user experience first and foremost. And now we understand that this is the first thing and the most important thing to think about. All right, let's try another example using first and foremost. Meaning the first thing, but also the most important thing. Mark is starting a business, and he is asking Lucy for advice because she understands his market. Let's make a how can be successful in his business question. How can he be successful in his business? In his business. How can he be successful in his business? How can he be successful in his business? How can he be successful in his business? Here's how Lucy answered. He should make low prices a top priority first. He should make low prices a top priority first. Let's use had better. He had better make low prices. He had better make low prices a top priority first. He'd better make low prices a top priority first. This sentence is fine. It means this is the first big step. The first big step is low prices. But if we want to make sure that he understands it's the first big step, but also the number one most important step, then we should use the phrase first and foremost. He'd better make low prices a top priority first and foremost. And now we understand, yes, it's the first big step, but also it is the most important step. It's very important, low prices. All right. Well, that was